We are back. We got a damn good show for you. A damn good show. Got a damn good show. So our first video tonight is the human bowl of milk known as Tim Pool. Netflix is apparently being sued over the Jake Paul fight. I don't know why. I didn't have a problem with it. But anyway, let's get into it.
Over their Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. And it's not because people think the fight was rigged, though I have questions, and that's what we'll get into. It's because it didn't work.
Look, you knew which way the judges were going. Look, Tyson, you have a 60-year-old Tyson, of course, this joke of a boxer. Because again, his one loss was from an actual boxer about his age, and he beat the shit out of him. But this just kind of proves it doesn't matter the skill of the fighter. One of the best boxers in the world can barely get 200,000 views on pay-per-view because he has the personality of cardboard. Boxing is it's just one step closer to the WWE. Who wins the fights doesn't matter. It's just who fights in the fights matters.
And a lot of people were buffering and unable to watch it despite signing up to pay for it. Now, the bigger question I have about this fight is how come no one is suing over the fight being rigged? There's a lot of questions, and there's evidence.
I don't know if Tyson was pulling punches or not. Look, I will be honest. I watched most of this, and I decided to go to bed during the women's championship fight. But the first two fights that I seen, I thought were absolute dog shit. So, again, I don't know if it's just shitty fights, shitty fighters, or whatever.
Piling up that suggests it may have been somewhat rigged. Now, there's varying degrees of arguments. The first is that Tyson was required to complete 8 rounds for money. Some say that's how it was rigged. He's not going to go all out to shut down Jake Paul because he wants $20 million.
If they put in the contract that Mike Tyson was required to go 8 rounds to get money, or any money, that is called fight fixing. That's fucking illegal. That would be an illegal contract.
Others have said he was told he's not allowed to do uppercuts because that would end Jake Paul.
That, again, is fight fixing.
And probably hurt him very badly. Those are the two principal conspiracies.
Yeah, and they're full of shit. Although, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was that. Because the last time this surfaced was the Kimbo Slice thing. And I watched Kimbo Slice for 5 seconds, and I'm like, this guy's a bum. This guy, and I was proven right time and time again. Oh yeah, he's such a fucking badass. So I don't know. Maybe Tyson did take a bribe to carry Jake Paul. I don't know. All I do know is what Tim Pool is suggesting here is fight fixing and would cause Jake Paul to lose his promoter's license.
Suppose one is that Mike Tyson actually pulled his punches completely and tried to avoid fighting, which falls in line with that first.
Phoenix, I'm not dodging you. There's just nothing I want to talk to you about. And I said I want to talk to you about, not you want to talk to me about.
Conspiracy, I suppose, of rigging. Now, of course, my friends, you know, if you watched my video from before the fight, I thought it was going to be rigged for Tyson. Jake Paul doesn't look good having beat up an old man. I'm like, they're going to do something to have Mike Tyson win in the later rounds, and that way it'll be like the boomers and the Gen Xers who love boxing will see the champ fight one more time. Jake Paul is a young man. There's no harm in a young man losing to the great Tyson. They might say you got beat up by an old man. I'll be like, it was Mike Tyson. But maybe Jake Paul's got too much of an ego for that. So I was wrong. What I was right about, I was half right. I said if Jake Paul wins this, people are going to be pissed. And it sucked. You know, we all watched it, and then we were like, what is this? The earlier Serrano Taylor was great. Serrano got robbed. But let me give you the quick context around the lawsuit. And the reason I bring this up first is because I'm wondering, you'd think people would be suing over potential rigging because we all placed bets on it.
You call me out. Doesn't mean I have to answer the summons, sweetheart.
This. Now, I was first thinking like I'd bet on Jake Paul, and I was like, no, I got to bet on Tyson. And I think when you watch the Tyson training videos, then you watch that fight, you're like,
Because I'm fucking done with Glip Glop. I'm fucking done with it. The side that hates me, they just want to see me continually humiliated. That's the only reason they're here, just to see me humiliated. And so I'm done. They can watch me, but they're not going to comment. And as you seem to be a member of that, you know what? I will give you one chance to say you're not. Step out of line and you join them.
I don't believe it. I think that it's possible, very likely, that Tyson was pulling his punches. I really do. I think he did get gassed at some point, but I don't know. Let me play some of the arguments for you. Now, they're going to mention,
except Phoenix Rising, you do not solely focus on trying to humiliate me. We have our disagreements, and then we move on. You've never once been malicious. Whereas the people that I am banning have been malicious.
that Netflix is being sued, their first ever live stream sporting event. They say it led to a record 65 million concurrent streamers.
Look, Iron Gullet, you can create internet, you can create accounts all fucking night long. I'll ban every fucking one of them.
Watching the boxing event all at once. According to most value promotions, 65 million concurrent streams. I believe it. I really do. It was a top trend in the world.
Because I've given you motherfuckers more than enough chance to try to, maybe get on board with the art, and you never do. All you do is harass the people that do enjoy me. All you do is belittle them. Well, it's over. I am doing what you have suggested. Detoxifying your space. Well, the detoxification includes you. And Phoenix, unless you want to be a part of it, shut the fuck up.
And we saw one of the other biggest, there's been a few massively concurrent streams, and it was spaceship launches and the space jump.
No, I don't care. I am detoxifying.
Like 10 years ago. We've seen like 8 million, 65 million, I believe. That's massive. And so naturally, Netflix could not handle it. They're going to say as a result of the poor streaming quality, a class action lawsuit has now been filed.
Now, I will say, now again, I watched the first 3 fights. I was not there for the main event. I didn't have a problem with any of the fights. Now, I do have super de-duper souped up internet that I pay for, but I didn't have an issue.
Filed in Florida, a man by the name of Ronald Blue Denton has filed the suit, which states that around 90,000 people lost the ability to watch the live streamed fight. It's not just that. Our quality was dramatically diminished. So we have the big screen, and I was telling my girls, like, hey, how come the screen's all blurry? And they were just like, that's just because what happened. Like, that's what's coming in. Like, we're 4K, but Netflix is not streaming properly. And we're like, they probably de-res for a lot of people, lowered the bit rate because they knew.
It would still allow individual users to ban other individual users. Flip-flop. I think I have the right to ban a bunch of people that have called me a pedophile. And you know what? They want to say that, oh, well, I live with my parents. You know, I could have just had them over for dinner. Or maybe I do. Here's the real thing. What in the fuck does that have to do with anything that I'm talking about? Now, tomorrow I may meet with Fiesta Insect. Or I may not. I haven't decided yet. Because she's another person that seems to just want to humiliate me rather than actually having a general discussion with me. So I'm not sure. And honestly, I wish I'd have done this a long time ago. I wish the purification had begun a long time ago. So these are the new rules. You have to actually be talking about something that I'm talking about or actually present an argument.
Knew they were being.
Like Music Combo, he's another idiot that doesn't know when to just shut the fuck up. Careful, Music Combo. I have completely unchained my banhammer.
Overloaded. Whatever. They say Denton filed his lawsuit in Hillsborough County, Florida on Monday, accusing Netflix of breach of contract and deceptive trade practices. You know what, man? I don't think that's fair. They stress test for this stuff, and these things happen. They say 60 million Americans were hyped to see Iron Mike Tyson fight, but Netflix, crashed. Well, I got a bigger issue. I was excited to see him fight. I watched some of his training clips. He looked explosive. I said, I think he's got it.
He's a 68-year-old man!
Just because it's got to be the narrative, right? Well,
no, I'm done with this. All right, Tim, no. Mike Tyson had no fucking business in that ring. Jake Paul has literally built up a career of fighting people way past their prime. And the only reason people buy Jake Paul's fights is to see him get his ass kicked. And unfortunately, that is the utterly fucked up thing about boxing. Is either you need to be somebody like Mike Tyson in the 80s, where he was beating the shit out of everyone, or two, you need to be somebody like Jake Paul, who everyone wants to see get the ever-living dog shit knocked out of him. And unfortunately, that's boxing. Boxing is no longer a sport. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it ain't a sport. Notice how quiet Music Combo's been. Ah, that none of your buddies are here, because I banned every fucking one of them. Yeah, the whole what did you do to your niece thing ain't gonna fly anymore, motherfucker. I'm done. And Fiera, I'm not gonna be the nicest person tomorrow if we talk. I'm actually gonna be kinda mean. Like, if you think me calling you sweetheart was bad, oh boy. Because I'm just done with all of this. I'm going scorched earth. But anyway, here we hear from Riley Gaines. Yes, sir, Riley Gaines.
States from Europe 6 years ago for college. He came here legally. We were both swimmers at the University of Kentucky. We got married at the end of my senior year in 2022, meaning we've been married for over 2.5 years now. Maybe you'd think he's well on his way to becoming a US citizen, and you would be wrong. After 2.5 years of marriage, he still doesn't even have his green card. If you haven't dealt with this process, I envy you. It requires so much in terms of application process, immigration lawyers, fees that you have to pay. Months and months and months went by before we heard from USCIS or Immigration Services, until finally we got this letter in the mail. I'm not going to include the whole letter because it contains personal information, but we got a request for evidence. The evidence that immigration was looking for was a completed vaccination record. And what vaccination did my husband not have? The COVID vaccination. Yes, you heard.
And we're not letting him into the country for that. He marries a goddamn citizen. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Look, I'm sorry. This is probably just more of a glorified video, but I think this is, well, as you can probably tell, I've had a few little old onesies to tie me on, but I'll see everyone tomorrow. I promise. Good night, everybody! Oh, we want to stay at the YMCA. Oh, we want to stay at the YMCA. Oh, you can lick a sack of balls. You can lick a dick. You can get one jumped up your ass. We want to stay at the YMCA. Oh, God, yes, whoa, the YMCA. When a lubed up cock goes into my ass roll into the back of my head. Oh, and you can only get that at the YMCA. Oh, yes, the YMCA. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. Go to fucking motherfucking hell.